Good day, everybody. I am your host, the Mealtime Professor, and today we are going to be talking about Minecraft. Now, Minecraft is a very special game to me. I grew up playing Minecraft. I started playing it when I was quite young, and I also started playing it pretty early on in the game's development. I believe I started playing it during Minecraft Beta 1.3 or 1.4, and I've also spent a lot of time playing Minecraft Classic. Now, before we move on to the actual presentation, I want to pose you a question, which is, what are 4 key factors that lead the foundation for Minecraft's success? There's a lot of good decisions that are made very early on in Minecraft's development process that set the stage for the game's success in the future. So think about this question, keep it in the back of your mind as we move forward with the presentation. Now, before we talk about Minecraft itself, we have to spend at least a little bit of time talking about the person who made Minecraft. Marcus Persson, or Notch, as many of you know him, has been making video games ever since he was very young. And he's also a member of Mensa. So this is a man who is very intelligent and has spent a lot of time making games, even before he starts working on Minecraft. In a certain sense, he's sort of like the King Arthur of game development, because in a lot of ways he starts from very humble beginnings, but he also has a lot of pre-existing qualifications that lend themselves very well to the task of creating what would be such a big indie game. Now, early on in Minecraft's development, in the earliest stage in fact, Notch creates a prototype that he calls Cave Game. And the focus of this game is to just show how caves can be generated within world terrain. And this is big. It's important to remember that the cave generation takes place in what is the earliest version of Minecraft's lifespan. Caves are a very important part of Minecraft. I don't really feel like people who talk about Minecraft give them enough attention, but they really are a core component in what makes Minecraft so good. I'm probably going to have to give caves their own video, but for now, just know that in the earliest stage of Minecraft's development, Notch creates a prototype that is based around generating caves through world terrain. Now, soon after Cave Game, we see the release of Minecraft Classic. And this is the first version of Minecraft that's made available to the public. And not only is this the first version of Minecraft made available to the public, but it also remains relevant long after we go into the alpha and beta stages of the game. This is because Minecraft Classic has infinite blocks and no damage. It's essentially creative mode as we know it today, although there are no mobs. And a lot of people go back to this version of the game because creative mode doesn't get released until much later on in Minecraft Beta's lifespan. And not only that, but Minecraft Classic is also completely free to play, so you do not have to submit any payments to access it. I can give you a personal account from my personal experience where I was stuck playing Minecraft Classic for a while, even after Minecraft Beta had already been released, because I didn't have a way of buying Minecraft. I had money at the time, but because I used to submit a lot of online payments using these things called One Vanilla cards, I believe Visa used to sell them, I could buy stuff online, but I could only buy things in the US. So because Minecraft wasn't made in the US, I wasn't able to submit the payment that would allow me to own the game. So I spent a lot of time in Minecraft Classic, and I think a lot of other people did too, because of the fact that you didn't have to pay for it. Now, early on in Minecraft Classic's lifespan, we already see the introduction of multiplayer into the game. Now, there are some very notable features when it comes to Minecraft multiplayer. one of the most notable is the server-based system that it employs. Now, this is big, and I think it's big for two main reasons. One is that privately run multiplayer lobbies can just be run as long as players want. So you could be playing on a server one day, go to bed, then go to school the next day, come back home, and hopefully a lot of the stuff that you built would still be there. And not only that, but you could also see some changes that took place since you stepped away. And not only were these servers hosted indefinitely, but they can also be modified by the actual server himself, which meant that you could enjoy a modded Minecraft experience without having to actually install the mods yourself. And this is pretty big because it allowed players to get unique experiences on different servers without really having to put in a lot of work to installing mods. And in regards to Minecraft multiplayer itself, it's also important to note that people were able to use custom skins in Minecraft. And that's pretty big too, because you could essentially customize your character however you wanted. You had a blank canvas, quite literally, to work with when it came to creating your character. There's a lot of other games with character customization features. I can think of Halo 3 off the top of my head, where you can switch out certain armor pieces. But in the case of Minecraft, you essentially just had a PNG file that you could make whatever changes you wanted to. And you could throw that on your character, and there you go. You had your customized character right there. Now, we also see the beginning of some mini games due to Minecraft's flexible nature. One of the most notable and quite possibly the earliest mini games that we see is Spleef. Now, Spleef is a very simple game, and the goal of it is to just break the block under your opponent's feet so that your opponent falls into lava sometimes, or into the void. You know, basically you were just trying to get your opponent to fall through the floor by breaking the blocks underneath their feet. Now, soon we move into survival test. And many of Minecraft's core game mechanics take shape during this phase of development. One of the most notable is the finite number of resources that you have access to. Basically, in Classic, you didn't really have to worry about running out of blocks, but now, if you wanted to build something, you actually had to get the blocks yourself for that build. And not only that, but you also had to worry about health and enemies. So hostile mobs now existed in Minecraft, and if they killed your character, then you would have to restart your entire world. It was essentially like hardcore, the way we know it now. If you got killed in survival test, you had to start with a new world if you wanted to keep playing. So soon after survival test, we move into Indev, and this is a version of Minecraft that becomes premium. So we move into having to pay for Minecraft, but we get some nice features paired with that, at least. One of them is improved lighting, so the shading on blocks becomes more realistic. And we also get a day and night cycle, so the game's difficulty changes over time. Nighttime is more dangerous than daytime, and this is where the significance of building a house in Minecraft comes in. One of the most notable parts of the game experience, having to build shelter before nightfall. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the screenshot that you see right now. This is an isometric screenshot, and this is unique to the Indev version of the game, because later on in Minecraft's lifespan, it becomes impossible to take these isometric screenshots because we move into Infdev, which is known for its infinite world sizes, essentially infinite. You still have the far lands, but for all intents and purposes, the Minecraft world essentially becomes infinite at this point. No one really has to worry about running out of space. And not only that, but dungeons are added and the caves become more complicated. So we receive improvements to the exploration element of Minecraft. And we also get respawning. So you don't have to worry about losing your entire world now if you die while playing Minecraft. You still have to worry about losing all your stuff, but at least you don't have to worry about losing the entire world that you had created. Now, there's something that we haven't touched on yet, which remains relevant throughout all stages that I've discussed, and it's the community engagement that Minecraft experiences. Notch keeps a very healthy relationship with his community during the development process of the game, and players were constantly submitting their feedback through online forums. A lot of people were posting their builds on YouTube. So we see a very strong community presence for this game. In fact, if you knew about Minecraft during these stages of development, you were sort of cool. Even if you knew about it during alpha and beta, because it was still kind of a cult classic at this point. I can relate a specific example where I was at a family member's house and my cousin was asking me, he's like, "Oh, what video games you've been playing?" I'm like, "I've been playing this game called Minecraft. I don't know if you ever heard of it." He's like, "Oh, Minecraft?" He's like, "You know about Minecraft?" I think he even referred to it as Little Minecraft. He's like, "You know about Little Minecraft?" So if you knew about Minecraft, you were kind of part of a close-knit community who was interested in what was at the time a pretty niche game. Now, I would like to revisit today's question, which are what are 4 key factors that laid the foundation for Minecraft's success? But before I go into what I think they are, I want you to pause the video and leave a comment as to what you think they are. And once you've left your comment, I would like you to resume the video and I will share my personal opinion on this matter. And I think the 4 key elements of Minecraft's success are 1, the talent that went into making it. Notch is an excellent programmer even before he starts working on Minecraft. 2 is the flexible game design. Minecraft, by its very nature, just lends itself to a wide variety of experiences. So therefore, a wide variety of players could find it accessible to them. It also receives frequent updates, so there's something new and exciting always on the horizon, especially during this stage of the game. And Minecraft also has a very strong community. And not only do people feel like they have a strong connection with one another, but they also feel like they have a pretty strong connection with Notch himself. I want to give a special thanks to Pitfall and George Hopkins for providing much of the inspiration for this video. I will be linking the videos that I watched of theirs in the description. So I recommend checking them out. They're actually very good videos. And I would also like to thank the fandom wiki for Minecraft for a lot of fact-checking purposes and research purposes. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more content like this in the future, please subscribe to my channel. I would be very happy to keep making this form of video. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your meal.